Every superhero has an origin story, but there is something about superheroes that makes them very distinct from your average person, and it's not just because they're fictional. Hi, I'm John. I'm a certified somatic breathwork guide on the faculty at Kripalu Center and Schreiber Acting Studio in New York City. I help people utilize their very own breath to clear stress from the deepest running currents in their nervous system. Here is what makes superheroes different from the average person. They have an origin story, and what I mean by that is they experience something objectively fucking awful. They experience something negative. They experience bad stress, usually in the form of trauma. So trauma, stress, as I mentioned and go much deeper in other videos, leaves or can leave emotional, energetic imprints on our nervous system that disrupt the flow of our energy and create discomfort in our emotional as well as our physical body. And now what makes a superhero different from the average person is, again, not just because they're fictional, but because a superhero takes that traumatic event and turns it into healing, transformational energy. They become a person who saves the world. Now, no pressure, but you can do that too. Here's what I mean. When we encounter stress, anything from traffic up to trauma, again, I get much deeper in this in other videos, but in a abbreviated version here, there's good stress and there's bad stress. Look for my videos on those. Good stress is something that helps us to grow and transform, right? You could imagine starting a training plan for a marathon, or maybe you can't imagine it, but conceptually imagine, right? It's a stress that you're introducing to your body, but as you go with it, it's a good stress. It helps you to grow as a person, get stronger, everything else, right? Bad stress is something that hacks you down at the knees, traumatic events, a loss, or you get the idea. So now a superhero experiences a bad stress, but they catalyze that energy into good stress. That's what makes them a superhero, and that's how they save lives and improve the world around them. The average person gets bad stress, and for every understandable reason in the world, gets caught down by it, and again, understandable, maybe just bitter, pain, all these things. Even if that's been you, or whatever your personal experience is, you can, in this moment, in your next step moving forward, catalyze the bad stress, whatever it is, into good stress, which is to say nothing changes the event or the situation or the series of events or interactions. Nothing changes that. But you can take the energy and through autonomy, through agency, catalyze that energy into transformation and growth. You can become the superhero of your own story and the superhero of the lives around you. How many times have you heard a story? Let me take a very specific example. Nelson Mandela. He is the perfect example of a modern day superhero, catalyzed so much negative stress. If you don't know his story, please deep dive. It's a perfect example of this. Took so much negative energy, trauma, and catalyzed that awful stress into positive growth and transformation, not just for himself, but for all the humans around him. He had worldwide impact. He became a superhero. No matter what you're going through, there are support and resources. Do not lose heart. You can become the superhero of your story and the superhero of the lives around you.